Grab the duct tape and mentally prepare yourself for yet another mind-expanding knowledge bomb from America's #1 business coach, Clay Clark.
That's it. Bombs away.
Recently, I've had more and more members of the Thrive Nation asking me, Clay, what do you actually say at the group interview? How does the group interview look? Do you really interview all of the candidates at the same time? Seriously? Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., you interview everybody at the same time. How do you do it? When do you do it? Where do you do it? Why do you do it? How do you do it? What does it sound like? Well, I do it Wednesday nights at 6. Why do I do it? Because it's efficient. Interviewing everybody at the same time is efficient. Where do I do it? At our office at 1100 Riverwalk Terrace in Jinx, Oklahoma. Who attends? A lot of people. We have like 50 people confirmed say they're going to be at the interview. And usually 10 to 15 show up. And last night we had a great group of people who attended the workshop, and we found some really, really great people. And so now without any further ado, this is what our group interview sounds like. Okay, so I'm Clay Clark, and this is my office. And we're hiring for a myriad of different positions. And I'll open it up for you guys to ask questions. So Justice, is that right? Oh, I'll start with you, so because you're in the back. So Justice, what questions do you have?
Well, you said there's myriad of positions available. I was wondering which specific ones, and if there's any more that you could apply for one.
Sure. What position did you remember reading about online?
Marketing assistant.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about that one. So marketing assistant, and feel free to take that in notes as you're going. Everybody, if you're looking for a product or service, you typically search on
Branding.
probably branding.
Branding.
What would you? How would you find if you want to go? Like if you're in Florida tonight, and you're going to go to a movie, or you're going to go. I don't know. What do you typically do to find
Some people
things?
go to third-party vendors.
What do you do?
To search what you want to.
That's right. See, so 94% of people who are in Forbes right now use Google for everything. Mm-hmm. But I think in any room, like 1% of 1% know how Google works. So I grew up crazy poor, and I was in a company called DJConnection.com. It still exists. But I grew up really poor. I was 16. My dad was delivering pizzas. I'm 38, and my dad was 38. He was delivering pizzas. He had a degree from ORU, top of his class,
Right.
Tom Clark. And my dad just didn't know how. You know, he had a good business degree, but they don't teach business. And so my dad, we just grew up really poor. And so my whole thing was like I had to find a way to not be poor. So I started a DJ company out of my dorm room. Do you know why I started a DJ company out of my dorm room?
Because it was fun and you enjoyed it.
And?
Something that you were really good at, and it was something that was needed, probably demand.
What do you think, Justice?
I think it's something that you love, something that you do, something you need to do, someone that exploits something you're good at.
And I'd say I wish that it was that deep. It was like I'm crazy poor, and the barrier of entry is pretty low, and most DJs are terrible. So I'm like, even if I'm bad, I'm better than them. So I had a service called DJ Connection. This was my pitch. And your name is Barbara. So I'd say, Barbara, I'm going to DJ for your wedding, your birthday, whatever. And it's $1 if you hire me. That's what it costs. And then if you're happy, you can pay me based on your happiness. So if a 10, perfect 10, I'd love to get paid $600 because everybody else charges that. But if I'm terrible, it's $1. And everyone charges 4 hours. I do unlimited time. And everyone's like, are you kidding me? And I go, nope, and I help you plan your wedding first. So pretty much every bride at every wedding show said yes every single time. Mm-hmm. And I just grew it, and so when I sold it, we were doing 4,000 weddings a year. So it was like big, you know, 80 weddings a weekend. And then my wife pointed out to me in 2006 or 5, I was Entrepreneur of the Year for the state of Oklahoma from the Small Business Administration. She's like, you know, what you do works for other things. You shouldn't be a DJ. And I'm like, why? She's like, because you're a grown man. Okay, fine. So we have 5 kids, and I built that business, and then I started teaching people how to grow their businesses, but not in like a, and if you're in a multi-level, I'm not attacking you. I'm saying, not in a multi-level kind of way, not in a 100% commission kind of way, not in like a get-rich real estate kind of way, but like, hey, you're a chiropractor, and let's sell some stuff. Or, hey, you're a home builder. So now my client, we worked with Maurice Kanbar, who is the founder of Sky Vodka. You know, so when he bought a third of downtown Tulsa, if you look at my name, Clay Clark, Tulsa World, you'll see the articles. We helped lease. Downtown used to be dead. We helped lease we helped basically bring tenants downtown. Here you go. We did with the deals we did was a Lotte was the first downtown restaurant, Mayo Hotel. We worked with them with the bar and all that. Anyway, that's what we did. And so then people kept reaching out. And so now we work with 160 clients. That's the number, 160. 160 clients. Most of them are not in Tulsa. And Shaw Homes is the largest home builder in Oklahoma. That's one of our clients. Total Ending Concepts, that's one of our clients. Barbie Cookies was one of our clients. Papagallo's Pizzeria is a client. OxyFresh is a client. UPS has been a client. Maytag has been a client. So, Ben, come on up here, Ben. Woo! This is Ben. Yeah, let's hear for Ben. Yeah, Ben. Yeah. Yes. All right. Now, Ben, where were you working at? So, how long have you been here?
I've been here 8 months. Before that, I was at Lowe's for 8 months. And before that, I was working as a handyman for about 10 months.
Oh, you shouldn't have told me that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Great, that's great.
Oh, yeah. Can you do a lot? Is he handy?
I've done ceiling fans. I can do drywalls and stuff. I hate tiling. I hate tiling.
No tile. No. I just think we found. My wife's been like praying for a handyman. It's like, here, Jesus, can I have a handyman? But anyway, so and then Ben, where did you start? Like, what was your role at first?
I was on the search engine optimization team, so I write the search engine content. So the content that is going to be going on to the web page for all the clients.
Had you ever done this before?
I thought I was illiterate. I think I got C's in English, like high school and college. So I never thought I would ever be writing for my professional career.
And then what do you do now?
I am the SEO. I think we got promoted to czar, actually.
Czar,
I'm
that's
the
the title.
SEO czar.
Very official.
So I manage a team of 8 now, and they're writing content all day long. So it's my job to make sure that the quality of the content's going to be good, make sure that there's not going to be any duplicates, because Google loathes duplicate content with a passion, so I loathe it with a passion.
How much can you get paid per hour right now at your current rate?
Current rate, I can do about 25 to 27 an hour.
Questions?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you said you're writing. Are you writing like a literary artist, or are you talking about programming?
So not programming, I don't know that yet.
Okay,
but
like HTML.
yeah, so we use so it's called Dragon Diction. So we just like speak it, and instead of typing it, because that would take forever. Plus I can't spell. So but then I just talk. I just kind of write that content as in like 2 500-word articles.
And let me tell you how this system was created, so you see it. I was building DJ Connection. I hired Bruce Clay, which, by the way, $8,000 a month is a lot of money. Contract 12 months. I'm not bitter about it, but it's expensive. I still pay him now, but it's like a lot of money. So you're like, I'm a DJ. Let me tell you about being a DJ. You make $167 of profit a show. Could you charge $600? Mm-hmm. So you're not making like, you know what I mean? You're getting like after I pay the DJs and the equipment breaks and hiring and sales and marketing, it's about $150. Well, it's cool. We're doing 80 a weekend, but it's still a lot of money. You know what I mean? So I'm going, there's got to be a better way. There's just got it. There's just, you know. So I try to make it really affordable. And so I used to type the articles. And I wrote the best crap ever, man. It was like, you're going to love working with our DJs because I'm using big words like plethora, cornucopia. It's just a fabulous. I was like working it. I thought that's what mattered I thought having really good words was what was at. I thought and my wife was like, have you ever asked women if they've ever read these things? And I'm like, because most people go to the website and call. They don't like read your 40-page manifesto about DJing. And so then I'm like, wait a minute. So that's when I came with the Dragon Diction thing. And then that's kind of, anyway, so that's how that worked. But any other questions for Ben? Yes.
The training process to get to where you were to start and then to where you are now. Like how do you go about it? It's just this book?
My quick interruption is 2 weeks, hands-on. You're getting paid the whole time, but 2 weeks is about how long it took you to. Am I right?
2 weeks, yeah.
And then to start off, after 2 weeks, we join under your team.
You're still getting paid you're on the team right away.
Yeah, we I think there's someone their third day on, and so they're slowly picking up little by little. And
we had a young lady today who is great, and I think her head was going to explode because it's like her second day or third day. Nice lady, but it's like, you've never done it before, and it's like riding a bike. And unless you're a weird person, you don't mock babies that are learning to walk. Oh, look at the baby! Look at the stupid baby! Lazy baby. You kind of coach up, mentor up. You teach. Right. Yeah. So that's the vibe there. So you learn that. And then one day Ben was like, hey, check it out. My wife is smart. And I go, your wife is smart. What is this?
Smarter than me.
And then, I'm like, oh, well, let's meet said person. So I'm going to bring up your wife. Is that cool?
Cool.
So you gotta go in now. Let's for Ben. All right. Yeah. This is Amelia, and she happens to be married to that guy. And can you explain your path, how long you've been here and what you do now?
I've been here for about 6.5 months. I started in Elephant in the Room call center, and then I moved from there to sales. And then from sales, I'm now in coaching, so I've got my first 3 clients this past week, so I'm doing coaching now.
Any questions for Amelia? She's been here a while, but not super long. No?
6.5-ish.
6.5 months.
Oh, good for you. That's a lot to take over in, 6.5 months?
Yeah, no, she's going through very fast. She's plowing through it, probably the fastest rate of anybody we've had so far. So, but that's only because Ben's her life coach and just like telling her what to do.
You say clients pathways. Are you teaching them, starting them, setting up a website, and what do you mean by pathways?
Yeah, so Clay writes all the pathways. That's like their business plan.
You, sir, what questions do you have? And what is your name? Jacques. How do you spell it? Z-H-A-J. Ja. Is that like a family name? Is this common?
Not very common in my culture, but
What does it mean?
it means dragon.
That's cool.
Can you give them a copy of Dragon Energy? My new book is called Dragon Energy. Oh, yeah. Any questions for Amelia about that? Because she's here. I mean, that's why I have her here. Because she can tell you. And you can ask her anything. Yeah.
Do you personally make a lot of cold sales?
I did
Cold
when I
calls,
was.
or
Yeah,
you
yeah.
used to?
So I did when I it's kind of split now. But yeah, so when I was doing sales, that's what I did. I did cold calls.
Can you explain who you were calling for, though?
Yeah, so it's for a company called Digi Security Systems. They're a client of ours, so they actually contract out their cold calling to us. So I would call their leads, their Dream 100.
So we don't cold call on behalf of my business. We call on behalf of our clients. Because a lot of our clients are afraid of the phone at first. We actually explain to them, nobody woke up today with a desire to pay you. And they're like, huh? Like, nobody cares about your product. You got to go call them. And if it's a retail store, you got to get in front of them. Every business has its own path. But for Digi, they did the security systems for the Gathering Place, OSU, OU, BOK, and they get all their accounts by cold calling. So she's calling on their behalf, if that makes sense.
That's what the call center is for?
The other call center would be for Elephant in the Room, so that's men's grooming lounge. I don't know if you've heard of it. Yeah, so they're, no matter which location you're going to, the calls all come into us, and then we schedule.
And if you move to Denver, the company I worked with for a long time up there in Denver, my partner he and I have Elephant in the Room together. The other business, though, is called OxyFresh, and there's 406 locations, carpet cleaning, and there's a major call center that books like 8,000 carpets a day. A lot of carpets.
Yeah.
So that's yeah. But inbound calls for Elephant in the Room, basically. Any other questions? You feeling good? Okay. And it's Ja. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, sure. And what is your culture, by the way? You said your culture. What's your culture? Monk? Hmong? Hmong. And where are you? Were you born here in this country?
Yeah.
Okay.
I used to live in Arkansas, but I just recently moved to Tulsa.
Are your parents first generation immigrants?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Maybe my grandparents.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. Excited. John. Okay. So, Ja. Got Ja.
You had a question?
Yeah, I was just curious if I did get the job, how long would I have to get everything in order to move up here? Because I don't live in Oklahoma.
And what's your name?
Roy,
Roy. And you drove here from where, Roy?
just south of Houston.
Really? For this interview?
Yes.
You did.
How did you hear about us?
Online, I saw something that said it was about graphic design, and I looked into what the company was and did a little research, and it looked really great. So.
We have about 500,000 people listen to our podcast. So we have had, I don't think the workshops you were at, but Sean, were you at the one we had people from Guam here?
Yeah, 2 of them.
So we have people from Guam and Canada and Australia. But no, I'm always amazed though, because you never know with the podcast where it's going to reach. You know, we've hit number 1 on iTunes 6 times, so we get different people that find it. But that's so you. How far did you drive?
9 hours.
That's impressive. That's impressive. What are you doing now?
Right Right now, it's just a little part-time job. What I've been using to pay for college,
Where do you go to college?
the local junior college.
I'm super impressed. It's wild. Okay. And you're a graphic design guy?
I'm a lot of stuff. The program at the school is a video game and computer simulation type
Yeah.
of program. So I can program, I can
Got it.
write, I can design stuff.
To answer your question, what we do is we have a thing called a shadow process. And is it Carol? Is that right? Barbara. Why would I say Carol? I don't know. Boo. Boo. Okay, so Barbara. So what we do is we'd have you guys shadow. So if it was like we go through all the resumes, and I want to meet you because I go through them and I kind of want to like put a face with the resume and figure all that. And then we'll call you guys tomorrow by 9 if it's just something I want to move forward. I just like to get your aura. And then we have a lot of people, and I'm the one who always meets everybody. But then we'd have a shadow where we're going to shadow like for an hour or two. I tell people just plan on like from 9 to 12, but you don't have to do the whole time necessarily. And I'm just wanting you to meet everybody who would work here to see if you'd get along and that kind of thing. You know, and then Barbara, what questions do you have? How did you hear about this place?
I heard about it from Annie.
Oh, my mother-in-law. Cool. Yeah.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah. Well, what questions do you have?
I just interested to hear the jobs, and then she told me there might be some.
Yeah. Well, I will. Basically, the search engine optimization role, the marketing assistant, that role is open tonight. It's very dynamic, though, because there's always growing, so there's a lot of people coming in. It's like Google, they're always hiring. But then you have the sales thing. I don't think we have a position open for that tonight, right?
For Element?
Yeah.
No.
But we do sometimes.
Yeah, it changes.
Okay. But we do have, I think, 3 spots we're looking for currently tonight. So, but any other questions you have about what we do up here?
Do you have names that describe that, maybe something with a law firm?
Yes, I do. My attorney represents T.D. Jakes and Joel Osteen and Craig Rochelle, and somehow he got stuck with me. And we handle all the marketing for them too. And they are looking for somebody who's really, really sharp to fill a long-term position. It's benefits. But they want people who've been on the planet a longer period of time. Because if you were born yesterday, one might think that, this person has the best of intentions. And if you're working for a law firm, there's always kind of squirreliness. So they want people that are mature and kind of dress sharp. That's what they're looking for. People who are detailed. And yes. And so that position just came open yesterday, so I know about that. I can be happy to talk to you more about that. Any questions you have?
What skills do you need to be an ideal candidate?
Skills? Just be crazy coachable, like off the charts coachable. And then try to go like years without yawning. Because it's like it goes fast in here. And so we're meeting here after everyone's gone home. But Monday through Thursday, from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., it's like a sprint. And it's just, if you like energy, you like to go, you'd like it. But if you're like, I don't like this, you know?
Way too many times.
Yeah. Now, what is your name?
My name is Terry.
Terry. And what questions do you have, Miss Terry?
Well, first of all, I came here to make sure it wasn't just a sales position. Because, I have 2 degrees in AAS in graphic communications and MBA in graphic design.
Okay.
And the reason why I feel like it's sufficient to bring it up is because I've been looking for something like in the advertising world.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Now, I live in Fort Gibson because me and my husband, we own a ranch.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so I do all the ranching and stuff like that with him, and plus I do industrial design and stuff like that. But I've had a lot of ad agencies looking at me, but I didn't want to relocate.
Got it.
You see what I'm saying? Because
you don't want to move.
No.
You want to stay where because you have a farm, the ranch, the husband, the whole thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
And he's a literary artist. We were all into art. My daughter's an artist. She's in the Air Force on top of it. She also did her squadrons, art and stuff like that, you know. But I saw this on Indeed.
Okay.
And I was like, this is probably an opportunity for me, but wasn't sure because all the positions that I've applied for a graphic design position, I want to grow, first of all.
Well, there's different kinds of, and I'll just tell you this, and I'm not trying to be negative. I just make sure that my buddy owns a firm called Hampton that might suit what you want to do because it's very artistic, very creative, and they do really cool stuff. And I don't view him as a competitor, but they are like he wears a flower in his shirt.
That's cool.
and he's very like, I don't know, it's fabulous. But they have huge accounts, and that's what he does. And I'm all about like helping people get unpoor real fast. Like I'm all about like, that's cool. We could spend 7 weeks talking about the logo, but instead I'm going to just get you to the top of Google and make a bunch of money right now. And by the way, when you shoot your YouTube video today and make a performa and fire that guy and do this, and then they're like, I'm more of like, you ever seen that show, The Prophet?
Yes.
I'm like, kind of like that. It's like, no soup for you. It's like a high energy, fast paced. It's like, people are like, are you like what is your deal? I'm just like a bowling ball. Like, just go, just go. But the graphic design, typically more like, the high design, I would say Hampton and Cubic are probably the best in town for that. I'm probably more like low design, but fast design, and then make money for clients, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I count winning as like the client making more money than they're paying me as soon as possible. That's how I do it. Skills, but just super coachable. Being able to, Ben can talk to you more about that, but Ben, you were at Lowe's.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, were you typing like a boss at Lowe's?
I was not. I was moving lumber, actually. So, driving the forklift.
And I have no discernible skills. I mean, I took algebra 3 times, ACT 3 times. My wife rejected me multiple times when I proposed. Crazy. It's crazy how she said yes. Blindness. She's got blindness. She can't see. But all I'm saying is like that's you don't need a whole lot of skills. You need to have that grind, if that makes sense. And your name is Alex. Alex, where are you from, dude? Tulsa. Okay, cool. What have you been doing previous to now?
I was going to TCC. But
Yep.
I feel like that really wasn't for me, so I stopped going.
Okay. Yeah. So you tried it out and you're kind of like, Okay. Any questions you have, sir? And what's your name again? John. Okay. John, any other questions you have, John?
So there's a graphic design
Yep.
position open?
True.
Marketing?
Yep. Graphic design and the marketing assistant will be SEO, search engine, and those will be the 2 spots tonight.
Oh, okay, the 3. Okay, so those are 2 open.
Yeah, 2 that are open for search engine tonight. Shaw Homes is looking to hire somebody. Steve Currington's looking to hire somebody. I believe Nathan's hiring somebody for the carpet side. Do you need 1 technician tonight?
1 or 2.
1 or 2? Yeah. And what does that pay approximately?
Depending on the person, they can make 35, 40, 50,000.
Yeah. So I'm kind of a matchmaker. I try to find the right fit for the right people. So there's a couple of different spots there. And ma'am, your name? Lily. Okay, Lily. And Lily, what questions do you have? You're good? Okay, I respect that. And your name again, sir? Austin? What questions do you have?
I was just wanting to know more about the graphic design position.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring up Daisy here real quick. And Amelia, I'm going to let you get back to being awesome over there. Okay, let's hear it for Daisy. Yeah, Daisy. Woo! How long have you been here?
2 years.
Okay, what were you doing before you were here?
So before I was here, I was in education, which is surprisingly soul-sucking. I love the kids.
Oh.
The politics and the bureaucracy of it all. I became kind of cynical with it. Before that, I managed a donut shop, 2 locations. I've done banking. I've done a myriad of different things, but none of them as great as here.
And you are not white?
Last time I checked.
Okay. And you're Buddhist?
Yes.
How does that impact our daily interaction?
It doesn't.
You know that I'm a Christian. I'm always trying to convert you.
Yeah.
And you know that Ben's a Mormon, and he's always trying to convert me. He never mentions it, but I know what he's doing. I know what he's doing. No, he is. This is the thing about Ben. Let me tell you about Ben. He's sneaky. He's like, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to live it, and then if you want it, ask me about it. See, that's what he does. He just sets this. He doesn't talk about it.
He sets a tone.
I mean it. Very sneaky. His wife's the same sneaky. They're both like, this guy the other day, we had barbecue. We're serving barbecue for a person who's celebrating somebody. And, Ben, do you want barbecue? Tempting him.
Right.
He's like, no, I'll wait for Amelia. Doesn't know where she is. Says it's sneaky, though. And multiple people were like, this dude's not going to have barbecue while he's waiting for you. He has no idea where she is in the building. He's a good guy. So all I'm saying is, but we have different faiths in here. It doesn't have to be like you're pro. But capitalism is probably the religion that we all have, what question do you have for Daisy? Because she started off on the phones, and now she manages the call center. And she's a great lady and has a great kid named Atticus who says that I'm old.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
He's like, you're old. Yes.
So the paid training is just 2 weeks for whatever that you're starting.
You're going to get paid to do. Like, you're going to be like doing it like day one.
That's awesome.
Past the first initial 2 weeks training, like what do you have? Is there the ability to then get further training on like as you go?
Yeah. What you do is you're going to work in a 90-day tour of duties, I would call it. I'm just asking you mentally to commit to work here for 90 days. Because I shouldn't do it, and my wife's kind of helping me through this, but like, I don't know, you know my mother-in-law, but she really cares about facials. And I'm like, can we let it go? No. Because she like wants to deliver a great experience. She's into that, you know? And like, I can't explain to you why, but she is. That's just her love language. She's into it. And I think clients of hers experience that, you know? And for me, I kind of view every employee as kind of like the personification of my dad, where I'm like, I don't know why my dad was so poor at the age of 38. I don't understand that, but I think it's because he wasn't taught certain skills. Because he had a degree, was at top of his class. He literally was at the very top of his class at ORU. And I'm like, I have to believe that if somebody would have pointed out to him, Tom, don't do this and do this, I believe he would have done this. He always worked hard. But because he worked at Quick Trip in the night shift and he worked at Domino's, I stuttered as a kid, and I got made fun of. I couldn't talk till I was 13 years old. And I got made fun of all the freaking time, and my parents couldn't afford a speech pathologist, and I have to believe they would have hired one if they could have. And so I just kind of like, I want to teach you the skills needed to pay the bill. I'm just all about like, do this, boom. And then if you want to be here for 5 years or 6 years and become a partner in one of the businesses, like a law firm, great. If you want to be on the podcast with me every day and that's your goal, great. If you want to become a real estate agent, great. If you want to become a super mom, great. I don't care. Super dad, great. I just am saying I want to help you get where you want to go. And I view it as like a tour of duty, not like a wage cage. So upward mobility is my game, you know. So every 90 days we kind of reevaluate. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. So I started off in the call center as a call center rep, and I came in through the group interview, and I was like, I literally don't care what I have to do. Like I need to be here. So what do you have?
Right.
And at the time, Vanessa was like, well, we need somebody in our call center. And I was like, okay. So, you know, I really want to work for Thrive, but if it means being here in this environment, I will do whatever I need to do. And so I started off in the call center, and within the first 90 days, they're like, we want to promote you to call center manager. I was like, okay, cool. And I've been doing that ever since.
And she was the worst manager of all time, in my opinion, and the best salesperson at the same time. Because when she's good at her job, but then managing people, that's like where you're going like, hey, quit vaping.
So constructive criticism is awesome.
Yeah, and she like absorbed it though, you know what I mean? And so I'd be like, hey, don't argue with her, just tell her what to do. Because we had one coworker who used to like go out there and do the hula hoop, remember her?
I do.
In the middle of the day, she would just go out there and she'd be like, just hula hooping. And I'm like, what? You know what I mean? And then she would like get into a debate with them as opposed, you know. And then now she's great at it though. And then she messed up and said she wanted to become a speaker lady.
Yeah.
And so now she speaks at the conferences, and we have a conference in here every 2 months for our clients. About 120 people are here every time. But any questions for Daisy about being here? No.
When you first got here,
Yeah.
like okay, when I first came in, I was like, oh, this is so great, you know, because the way it's set up and everything like that. I'm like, that's through the workstations. This area right here was like a photo shoot, you know, like the backdrop of a photo shoot and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then I was going over there, and I was like, okay, this is where some of the graphic design comes in, you know. And
Every
I was
picture on every wall has been put there specifically, and then all the writing is my handwriting. So I'm always, my dad died, there he is, Rip Tom Clark, Tom Bomb. It's Tom Bomb. So I put that there because I felt like I needed to have it. I see it all the time when I'm speaking. Some conferences, I'm always thinking of my dad. You know, so and then like victory, I think that's a big word. It's important. But anyway, so it's just a different place. It's a fun place. But I would like for you to meet the teammates before you kind of decide A or B. What I want to do is I had questions for Justice and Ja and for Barbara. I had some questions for you guys based upon your resume. And I would like for Amelia to give a tour of you so you can see everything. Okay? So if you guys here, you three, can go with Amelia, that'd be great. And then if you three can go with Daisy and Ben on a tour, let's give them a tour. That cool? And then I have some questions for you guys. And then do you have your printed resumes tonight? Okay, because I have a few questions. And then those of you who are interested in the graphic design, have you all emailed in your portfolios?
Yes.
Okay, those have all been emailed?
Yeah.
Okay, so before you go today, I would like... Yeah. So before anybody, because graphic design comes down to me, I have to like obsess and look at your portfolios because we've got so many talented people applying, and I like to personally look at that. So before you leave, if you have access to a mobile device or something, if you could please, I want you to verify they do it. Send it to founder@thrive15.com.
And that is how we do it. And now, without any further ado,